I very much welcome the motion that's been tabled, and our party spokesperson John Curran has explained the rationale behind some of the amendments that we tabled. And I speak here not just as TD for Dublin Fingal, but as a chairperson of the North Dublin Regional Drugs and Alcohol Task Force. And to a bit of reality in the type of resources that we have. If I take my area that has no local task forces, and there's a lot of regional areas that don't have any other services, our catchment area is about 300,000 people. We've one under-18s counsellor for that in the youngest area in the country, one family support worker, 4 caseworkers and a manager, and a HSE task force coordinator. And we run the whole service, including education, family support, health promotion, youth services and community care team, which we established ourselves for €777,000 a year. And you know, the work that's done there, and you're right, Minister, in what you said, has a real impact, and I want to see the role of task forces strengthened. And I think part of strengthening that is resourcing properly. It has been mentioned Portugal by my colleague Deputy Curran. If you look at what they did there, is they resourced the education, welfare and rehabilitation properly, and that's not happening right now. Now, I welcome your announcement today of the additional €1 million. But if you break that down across the 24 task forces, it's about €41,000 each. It's not a whole hill of beans, to be very honest with you. A lot of the funding up to now has been one-off funding, and whilst we appreciate it and we use it well, it's much better to have multi-annual and to increase the core funding. I do want to put on record, and I want to say this, that from my own experience as a chairperson of a very active task force, that we have a very good relationship with your department and with the HSE, and there's good collaboration there on the ground. A lot more can actually be done. I wanted to ask you about your opening comment as well, but particularly in your statement, the community action on alcohol that came out of the last National Drugs and Alcohol Strategy. You've mentioned here €250,000 to go towards the implementation of that strategy, which we're doing in Dublin Fingal at the moment, as you know. Is that included in the €1 million? That's additional to it, and that is welcome. From our own calculation, we reckon that for each regional task force would probably require about 40,000 to implement it properly. It doesn't go that far, but it goes a certain distance, and that's what I mentioned. I'm short on time today and what I have to say, but all I want to put on record, and you know it, I think everyone in the House here, drugs and alcohol are the single biggest threat to our young people in this country and in this state right now. And if anything, if we're ever going to do it, we need to resource those on the ground who are equipped and who are qualified to do it. There are lots of people working in the area who are well-meaning, but I still think it's better to do it through a task force structure where people are qualified, are trained, are educated, and is under the auspices of the HSE. So I very much welcome the fact that Independents for Change have put down this motion today, the fact that you're going to come to committee, and the announcements of some of the additional funding. But I'm talking as someone who we're looking after a catchment of 300,000 people for 777,000. We can do a hell of a lot more with more resources. Thank you.